Following a 4-0 thrashing at the hands of an unfancied Hungary side at Wembley in a Nations League encounter, the English press was at it again. The next morning, newspapers published articles that went to great lengths to talk about how bad of a manager Gareth Southgate is. We can understand the tone of most conversations, since no one expected the Magyars to steamroll past them in this fashion. In fact, England's Nations League campaign has been one to forget with no wins so far. The remaining 2 games of the Nations League will see the 3 Lions take on Italy and Germany, and these 2 games are definitely going to serve as real foundations for how the English national side will look like when they prepare to take on Iran on November 21st, which will be their first group game of Qatar 2022. Harry Kane and company will take on USA and Wales in the other 2 Group B games, so you cannot expect them to return to London before December. So if England are to reach the final of the World Cup, how will their path look like? Now we're going to run a scenario in which England top the group. Granted they do that, Gareth Southgate's men will qualify for the round of 16, where they will take on the runners-up of Group A, which includes hosts Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. On paper, Senegal could be their first opponents in the knockout stages. The Lions of Teranga will be led by Sadio Mane, who would absolutely relish the prospect of facing up some of his former teammates from Liverpool. The Bayern Munich forward and his teammates are not going to be an easy animal to tame, but you can expect the 3 Lions to come with the goods. They will then progress to the quarterfinals of the competition, where they are likely to face reigning world champions France, who will have to overcome either Argentina, Mexico, or Poland in the last 16. Didier Deschamps' side will be a tough nut to crack. Historically, Les Bleus have done well against the English in major international competitions, so fingers crossed here. In the event of a win over Kylian Mbappe and company, England will book their place in the last 4, where they'll likely take on either Belgium or Portugal, who are favorites to top Groups F and H respectively. We kind of feel that England will end up playing Portugal, who are one of the in-form sides in the competition. That game is not going to be an easy one for the 3 Lions, who would need to be near perfect. And if they do have a good outing, there's a chance that they will be able to reach their first World Cup final in over 56 years. The final will take place on December 9th at the Lusail Iconic Stadium, and this is where England will have a date with destiny. Possible opponents could be 2010 winners Spain, 2014 winners Germany, and Brazil, who would be eyeing a 5th World Cup triumph. The last time England faced Brazil in a knockout stage of a World Cup campaign was back in 2002, when a certain Ronaldinho broke the English hearts. This time around, the Seleção are blessed with a wide array of attacking talent, which will be led by Neymar, who will be seeing Qatar 2022 as his last opportunity to finally realize the prophecy of guiding the South American giants to the promised lands once again. There is a recurring theme. Every time the English prepare for a big tournament, local media talks about how this squad will be able to make the class of 1966 proud. They came very close last year when they lost the European Championship final to Italy on penalties. To date, no English squad has ever been able to match the feats of Sir Alf Ramsey's men when they beat West Germany 4-2. Since then, the national side has suffered major disappointments. Sir Bobby Robson's side came really close to winning the World Cup in 1990, where they lost out to West Germany on penalties. Last year, England had a memorable Euro 2020 campaign. On paper, it reflects well on the squad. However, the 3 Lions play a very limited brand of football. It wasn't easy on the eye, which was all the more shocking because they did have some really good attacking talent in the squad. Southgate has not allowed his team to play the sort of free-flowing football that some of his attack-minded players are used to at club level. This is something that could hamper the national team's chances, especially when they take on teams that play with a more robust style. While a pragmatic approach might have worked out well last year, World Cups are very different from continental competitions. This is a stage where we get to see very diverse styles of football. From Africa to South America to Asia, every team has a different philosophy. There will be times when attacking football has to be on the agenda, especially when England take on a team like Iran, who will defend in numbers and will require a lot of creativity to be broken down. One of the main reasons why fans are more optimistic about Qatar 2022 is that Southgate has really good depth in the squad. Apart from Harry Kane, there is a quality replacement for every single player in the squad. This is the reason why we saw a few changes in the squad during the Nations League games. Up front, they have the likes of Raheem Sterling, Mason Mount, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Jack Grealish, and Jadon Sancho to rely on. Marcus Rashford had a horrendous previous campaign, but might be a reformed player under Erik ten Hag. In defense, they have the likes of Ben White, Eric Dyer, Fikayo Tomori, and Harry Maguire. The midfield engine always seems to be purring when Declan Rice is anchoring them. The West Ham man had a brilliant 2021-22 campaign, and perhaps Qatar 2022 would be the place where he will truly announce himself on the global stage. Jude Bellingham has slowly become an integral part of the setup, and the Borussia Dortmund man's style of football is going to add a new dimension to England's attacking output. If we look at the potential England squad, it is a very young group of players. However, a lot of these players already have a lot of experience at club level and have proven themselves to be mentally fortified enough to shine for the national side when it matters the more. However, all of this will be completely dependent on what sort of philosophy Gareth Southgate will implement. The former midfielder has a lot of options at his disposal if he wants to play a more attacking brand of football, but will he see that as a huge risk? We do expect England to continue playing a very pragmatic brand of football that might bore fans to death at times. It worked out for them last year, but we have our suspicions that it might not be enough come Qatar 2022. The Three Lions do seem to have whatever it takes to win the World Cup, but eventually it will boil down to what tactics the manager uses when his charges lock horns with those sides who are also expected to lift the trophy. Okay guys, so this was our take on England's chances of winning the World Cup later this year. Of course, it is a big if because there are so many good teams that have similar chances. So let us know what you think about England's chances at Qatar 2020 and make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with more exciting content soon.